The Houston Rockets select Chandler Parsons from the University of Florida.
What was it like hearing your name called that you were to be the 38th pick overall in the NBA draft?
It was incredible just to go through that whole experience with my family. And as a kid, I've always wanted to be in the NBA, so that night was really special for me and my family. And it was a fun time, but it was definitely stressful just sitting there waiting and waiting. But once my name got called, I was definitely thrilled and ready to get out there and go to work as soon as possible.
While you were at Florida, when did you think or hear that you'd be able to play in the NBA?
I had an idea. Coming in, I was highly recruited in high school, and there's all sorts of websites and message boards that you hear things, and you try not to read them just so you don't get in your head. But I've always been very confident in my ability starting from junior year of high school, and I knew I could go Division I. And then once I started producing at Florida, I really started working harder and harder to try and fulfill my dreams.
How much contact did you have throughout the season with Coach Donovan and former Gator players?
A lot. I'm a huge Gator fan, so I was watching those guys making their run through the tournament. I would text Murph and Pat, telling them things I see, telling them things they're doing. So I stayed in contact with them all year, and even Coach Donovan, as busy as he is, he's really great with communicating with his former players, and that's one thing that I really respect about him.
The talent that he's produced is just, incredible. Talk about him as just a coach in general.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I came here, just seeing all the players that he's put into the NBA and the similar game to me with Mike Miller, Matt Bonner, David Lee, Corey. All these guys are just great players, but Coach Donovan somehow finds a way to bring it out of them and really puts their back against the wall and makes them become the best player they can be.
Speaking of those guys like Mike Miller, did you have an idol going into the NBA, and then did you get to talk to them or play against them this season?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing to me. I still think it's weird when I get up and I go to the locker room and it says, I'm guarding Kobe Bryant or I'm guarding Grant Hill. Just these guys, I'm a huge NBA fan, so I've been watching them my whole life, and it's just kind of surreal to me to be on the same court as them, and then afterwards being like, man, I played kind of good against them.
What's been the biggest adjustment from college basketball to the NBA?
I would just say there's no easy nights. Obviously, people are talented in college, but you go from in the NBA guarding Rudy Gay to LeBron to Durant to Kobe, and it just gets harder and harder every night. And especially this year during the lockout, the schedule was so tightened and back-to-back where it was just exhausted, and it was a grind. So I think the schedule and just the physicality of the players.
What does being a Gator mean to you? Now that you're in the NBA and you see these guys in the NBA.
It means everything. Honestly, Gator Nation is everywhere, and all the guys that played there are here at Florida that are in the NBA. We all stay really close together, and it's always good to see those guys. And I spent the best 4 years of my life was at this university, and I always look back here, and there's always a place I can come back to and love my time here.
What happened injury-wise, and what's the timetable for you to become 100%?
June 15th, I can start doing contact stuff and workouts. I tore part of my labrum against the Heat, the second to last game of the year, trying to get through a screen, and it was just a partial tear, so I stayed in Houston for 3 weeks, 4 weeks after just doing rehab all the time and trying to strengthen it so I could prevent surgery, and now I'm just trying to rest it.
How do you like Houston, just the team, the coaches, the city?
I love it. It's very similar to Florida. It's Orlando. It's a big city. It's a lot of the people are really nice there. The organization with the Rockets is incredible, with the history with Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Robert Horry, Clyde Drexler. Everyone there, supports the basketball team and the Texans and the Astros. So it's a fun city to live in, and the people there have been great to me.
Do you plan on being a Houston Rocket for a while?
I do. I signed a 4-year deal, so I'm there for at least the next 3. And obviously I can get traded at any time, which there's been some rumors flying around lately. But I love it there. I love playing for Coach McHale. I love Houston, so I hope I'm there for a while.